It was around 2015 that drone photography became the hot niche everybody wanted to be a part of. Before that, it was real estate 3D tours. And over the past few years, we're seeing a rise in demand for like AI altered images. But what comes next? What's the next trend that you can hop on before it even takes off? I got a prediction for a niche that's going to absolutely explode in 2024. Can I get a drum roll? Personal branding. Yeah, I see you rolling your eyes, but stay with me for a minute. This is already a thing, but it's prime for a makeover, and I'll teach you all about it. But before I do, I'm sure there are other great niches that's popping up that I may not have my eyes on right now, but if you do, I want you to tell me about, some of the niches I may have overlooked in the comments. Let me know what niche you think is about to explode. But for now, let's dive deep, and I'll tell you why this is the next big thing. So let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Let's look at where we are in space and time. Remember 2020? It was that year that felt like it was 5 years ago. Well, if you don't remember, we were hit with a virus that had everybody in a panic. The photography and videography industry was hit hard, and I have a lot of friends who were out of work. The entire workforce changed. Offices turned into ghost towns. There were shutdowns, lockouts, people were wearing masks, it was social distancing. The entire landscape of business was shook in a way that can't be unshook. From 2020 came trends that are still with us today. And these are the keys of what's going to make personal branding the big new niche of 2024. I want you to think about the explosion of the gig economy and the dominance of remote jobs. So this was already a big deal going into 2020. In fact, it was 2019 when California noticed how big Uber was getting and made a few laws saying that all drivers had to be employees. But after 2020, companies became even more scared to hire full-time employees. So they started transitioning to more independent contractors. They started hiring people per project and not per job. Aside from that, we've seen a huge increase in the popularity of Fiverr and Upwork. The gig economy is here to stay, and it's only going to get bigger. Instead of company names, people are leveraging their own name and their own brand to secure gigs. Essentially, everybody's become a mini business. But here's the catch. Many of these new freelancers are fish out of water. They've been employees all their life, and now they're thrust into the world of freelancing without the necessary skill set. I mean, they may be experts in their field, but branding, that's alien territory. Now this is where you, the multimedia specialist, come into play. I normally say go B2B, but this is a layup. These people need video for their websites and freelance profiles, for their pitches and presentations. Right now, it's okay to shoot these on a phone or a webcam, but we're already starting to see some people upgrade their content kind of as a competitive advantage. The demand for professional personal branding is on the rise. And if you get in now, you're setting yourself up for success. You're ahead of the trend, riding a wave of the future instead of playing catch up. Let's be real, the gig economy is here to stay. Those who can't brand themselves effectively will be left behind. Sounds like a marketing opportunity to me. And guess who got the skill set to take advantage of this? Now let's talk about remote jobs. Now, of course, not everybody is going to be an independent contractor. Jobs didn't disappear entirely. However, the jobs that remain are looking a bit different than they used to. As more and more companies find comfort with remote workers, it's become a way of life. But there's still a huge barrier: human connection. All of my life I heard it's not what you know, but who you know. And it's true in so many scenarios. But we're entering a world where face-to-face meetings are becoming rare. And the definition of who you know is changing. Now who you know might be somebody you met online. Hell, it may be somebody you follow on Instagram. It makes your online presence, your digital footprint, the most powerful networking tool you have. So what does this mean for you? It means a whole set of clients who never needed your services before. Editors, sound mixers, and technical professionals have been expected to have professional headshots for years. But now we're seeing a demand on the rise in other areas. It's no longer just creatives who need headshots, but also accountants, marketers, analysts, and a truckload of other professionals. They've all realized that their LinkedIn looks like crap. Their Instagram isn't professional, and they need to make a change to find their next job. Think about it. They all need you to help them stand out, to make a mark in this digital first world. So listen, by now I think you get what I'm talking about. Personal branding has always been around, but it has an entirely different meaning now. And thanks to 2020, it has a growing client base. As a multimedia professional, we have the unique opportunity to be at the forefront of this change. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you enjoyed this, stick around, because in part 2 for my Gold Plus members, I'll be going over even more niches that are primed to explode in the next few months. This industry is forever changing. You gotta be ready. You gotta understand the needs of the new workforce and position yourself as the go-to branding content creator. The future is bright, and it's a great opportunity to get that bag. As always, be inspired, be creative, but you better be profitable.